absolute honesty, I wish that I could just scream. But I can't scream, and crying out is even harder. You see, my eyes are under the attack of cataract, being blinded by tears. I'm unable to perceive the visage of what hope truly looked like. And my taste buds had grown so accustomed to the bitterness of pain that the taste of freedom seemed excessively too sweet to ingest. And though Paul allegedly said that God had not given me a spirit of fear, at that moment, all I could feel were the flickering flames of fear fidgeting from beneath my feet, while simultaneously danger blew its gusty wings persistently, dispersing pollens of anxiety all over me, simulating nervous impulses which caused my heart to shiver. So tell me, how could I have even uttered one word as waters upon waters of humiliation drowned me in the shameful floods carefully orchestrated by my abuser? My voice was overpowered by my enemy, and my inner me started suffocating, slowly dying, drained from silently screaming. Thus, my body auto-silenced me, as a form of hibernation, being signaled by my instincts that the key thing right now was survival. I said survive all of those not so comfortable touches which started off as accidentally but quickly transmuted into more than just caressing, if you know what I mean. At the tender age of 7, my body had not yet reached its season for metamorphosis. Not yet a butterfly, I was still a caterpillar when he touched me. He stripped me of my confidence and violently ripped me of my innocence. And when he finished, he kept reassuring me that I was never the victim, manipulating me into believing that we both were culprits. So I was left with a complexity of surreal feelings, feeling like I'm not worth anything, forgetting Romans 8:17 that I was in fact a child of the King. But indeed, I was a troubled child, growing up with many insecurities like, who would be crazy enough to love a promiscuous, defiled, dishonored and tainted bride? As a child, my eyes were not wide enough to reach the heavens, but they looked at you. They cried out to you, help me, save me, protect me. To me, you were my Christ, but instead of rescuing me, you crucified me. When you doubted me, when you purposely ignored what little me had to say. So, after realizing that my first attempt to cry out had failed, I concluded that I would never again tell anyone. Your disbelief in me only confirmed what he had already prophesied, that they would never believe the words of a child. So, what started off as yearly gradually escalated into monthly, weekly, and then almost daily. At that moment, I felt dirty. For 5, 10, 15 years, please understand that he made me feel filthy. And no matter how many times I bathed myself and I scrubbed my skin, I just could not wash away the guilt that I was feeling. I felt hopeless, broken and empty. And before realizing it, slowly I started nesting. First, I left my courage. Then I left my tears. Next, added to the list were my chasteness and self-confidence. I was more than wounded. I was disoriented. But thank God that after 15 years it all ended. Or at least I thought it did. Because there was no more physical abuse. Physically, I was far away from you. Only to realize that merely the sight of someone who simply resembled you triggered those traumatic memories that my mind had once suppressed to resurface and replay over and over and over again. Episodes of our recurring incidents kept on repeating in my head, forcing me to relive those nightmares that I thought I had fled. See, he did not just tamper with my body, but he damaged me psychologically. And if you think that those nightmares were not sufficient enough, don't worry. My entire nature became denatured by the fears which complemented those nightmares. So now, I'm being molested by you 24/7, and there existed no place of refuge, no safe haven that I could run to. For fear became my vulnerability, as it crippled me and silenced the little cry that I thought I had. So now it became impossible to cry out, to scream, even when help was within reach, even when help was a few feet away playing Chinese skip. I could not scream. But now, after 18 years, in a desperate attempt to override such trauma and to disprove the idea that this was merely karma, I inadvertently classified all men as sin, justifying my reasons through use of the Bible but wrongly dividing the word of truth. Referencing David when he said that I should never put my confidence in you. So I won't cry out to you. I won't trust you. You judged me, criticized me, without first attempting to understand me. I was badly wounded, so I came here, expecting to be healed. But instead of healing, you increased my affliction by adding to my calamities. My brother, lashing me with backbiting, stoning me with condemnation till I reached the ground, and there was I trodden upon. And you expect me to cry out to you. I'm sorry, but I won't. My tears are all dried up, and if there's ever a need to cry, I'll cry out to him instead. He who saw it all. But tell me, Lord, why? Why did it take so long? Did it not pain you to see what an innocent child had to go through? Or was this your way of telling me, I love you? That my grace is sufficient enough for you? I never wanted this. I never asked you for strength, so stop telling me that you would not give me more than I can bear. 'Cause right now, I'm disoriented. I'm devastated. I'm done. Lord, you know that I know that you know that I have been feigning ignorance just to foster joy, and that my lips have been sealed, bottling up my pain and trauma that is now being expressed as the recessive gene, yet to me, it has become the greatest tattoo of my life, staining my body, my mind, and my spirit. And though yes, I have already forgiven him, Lord, teach me how to love myself, how to trust again someone else and completely depend on you. And despite my silent tears, like that Shunammite woman, give me the faith to believe that it will be no. Give me the strength to declare that it is well.